find out exactly how they started their business. Was it full time? Was it part time? Was this business handed down from a previous generation? Again, nothing wrong with that, but you want to learn how they specifically got into business and what their life looks like. They may be successful in driving fancy cars, but are they in the business 20 years and working 100 hours a week? That may not be what you're looking for. You want to align and attract what you're looking to attract, and people in similar kind of situations, doing the same thing. So, and that's when I always say you put it all together. You gather the information. Now, the trick here is getting right to the point, talking with some professionals, whether that be a career transition individual, someone like myself on the franchise side. And, you can spend, this is where the trap I see people, they kind of, do research forever. And I know people like this and just maybe not meant to be. They're more interested in the research and actual moving forward. But at some point, you got to pull the trigger to set the expectation. I don't think you'll ever be 100%. You're going to be, you're going to be super passionate, maybe about the franchise or the business or that job. You're not going to know everything. Part of it is saying, okay, everything is kind of lining up. I'm going to take that leap of faith, which is the final stage, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make this work. That's the approach I used. I left Wall Street, lost my licenses, because when you're not keeping up with the employer license, your licenses expire, which is fine. I knew that. I did that homework ahead of time. And I knew that within, I believe it was 2 years, I would lose all my licenses, and that was okay. So, but I went all in. I said, I do not want to go back to this long commute, this never ending corporate ladder that it wasn't a good fit for me. So, getting all that on the table, getting all that information, and then reviewing that. It could be your spouse or partner or your family at the dinner table and looking at various options. Maybe there's opportunities. Your kids are older, they're in college, and maybe they take a role in the business in the summer. Maybe they take a role in the business. They need additional income, and they could be done remotely, where maybe they're just doing customer service or sales calls in between classes, something that's flexible. So you never know. By having these conversations, ideas come up, opportunities come up, and everything starts to line up. And eventually it will. Everything will start pointing at the direction to go in.
Taking the leap is a huge step, but you don't have to do it alone. Find out how a franchise coach can become your secret weapon for success in our final segment.